Hey you, welcome to Tap. Welcome to my version of the inner smile meditation. A practice, a mystical extension of consciousness to feel connected and for us to rest in the alchemy of integration. So in my system of therapeutic astrology, there could actually be an S there as well. TAS. Yeah, I've considered that. But for me, these exercises are actually part of the therapy. It's implicit in the therapy, integral to therapy, to healing. So anyway, therapeutic astrology, even though there might be missing a word for us to really comprehend what this is about, I'm sure you'll get it. There are 3 parts to it, and we have the astrology. You know that is a language of symbols. We have the therapy, and by that, of course, that is broad. I can define that another time, but it is talk therapy, and then spiritual exercise. That is what I'm talking about. That is so central to what I think of as healing. So I usually teach a somatic class. I started this whole journey becoming, of course, not just being. One day I was just a yoga teacher. I took that journey of becoming a yoga teacher. That was even while I was still in the religion. But so fast forward, now I teach a somatic class. I'll call it something of that sort. I actually prefer to call it spiritual exercises, but the somatic part is, of course, because there are movements of the body. So, but here, you and I, we just vibe together through my voice. So that's why I will focus on the meditative part of this segment, of this dimension of therapeutic astrology that I call spiritual exercise. So in this chapter you are listening to, and thank you so much for listening to it. I will first speak a bit about, not a bit, it can be long. I'm sure it's going to be long, about why I want to make my version of the inner smile meditation. So either be patient and listen, or you can also check out and come back, and I will text in the notes for this episode how long I'm going to talk, because obviously I don't know now. So I'll put in a number there, and you can see this is where the meditation begins, if that's what you're here for. I'm here for it as well. I'm so here for the meditation, but I just have a few things I want to say, and so I also hope that makes it worthwhile for you who's not really into meditating or not really up for it now. So just that this is just a solo episode then, a short one. First of all, the inner smile meditation is just one out of many powerful meditations that we can practice to attempt to alleviate inner as outer pain, and to raise our level of awareness and body awareness and energy awareness. And I really appreciate these kinds of meditations where something is going on, because I don't really want to diagnose it in any formal way, but we can say the word hyper, we can say the word tense, we can certainly say the word scattered around my person. So when I do a meditation like this, where it's not just mindfulness, which is really important, but it's also, I think if it's only mindfulness, I think it's some of the hardest meditations I can do. I am a mindfulness teacher, so I don't have anything against it, but to sit for me and do nothing else than that for longer intervals, that's really difficult. It's easier to teach that because then you can talk. And yeah. So what I'm saying is that my mind needs something to anchor it in, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this, but I do think that we have different meditation personalities. And I like to sit still after a somatic exercise, but when I need some kind of go-to meditation, I just need that sense of more, you can call it entertainment, but but really it's also a self-hypnotic tool. Yeah, I think it's because of my fire as well that it's challenging to sit still, and I do tend to be prone to anger and be triggered, especially if I don't meditate. I just want to say, if I don't meditate, then and some of these, and I really I'm sharing this with you, of course, because I hope that you're gonna have a great experience with this meditation. Because what I can feel after one of these is that, whoa, can it feel so good to be inside my body? So I love it. And at this point in my life, I do a daily practice of some kind of release and then meditation. And I feel that it is strengthening to my spiritual self to take this time. I wrote that down. It is strengthening to my spiritual self. So I hope you get that, some kind of sense of something like that. Of course, in your own way, for sure. I'll just put some words to what it is that I feel when I sit, and also afterwards. It's like I get a taste of the secret mystical workings of nature. You can sit in nature, observe nature, and it's also because we are a part of nature, right? So to discover who I am, but then not with words, because I think that's a primary thing of what I do, is that self-discovery, self-examination, discover who you are. So meditation don't have all of those words. And so what's there? What's in that kind of presence? So it's 100% about spiritual cultivation for me. Actually, if it's too scientific, I mentioned mindfulness before, then you lost me, because I want more than just this is gonna increase whatever. I mean, I want to tap in to, I want to train in seeing past the illusion that this physical world is all there is and is the real world. And I want to get closer to how spiritual world and how the physical world, what we call the real world, is a manifestation of that spiritual structure. So I want to be open. I mean, I'm using big words here, and I don't know what I'm talking about, right? So I want to stay open to learning. And to stay open to learning, I can only do that if my filters don't define exactly what I'm going to see. So that takes practice. That is something that I want to train myself into, to go beyond past occurrences and become wise. Really, I smile because you can't really say that about yourself. Oh, I'm so wise. That means you're probably not very wise. But so I'm just saying it as something that I want to cultivate inside of me, that wisdom side, and I want to surrender to the void of non-being. The void of non-being. Okay, so I want to surrender into space and from then harmonize with what's greater than me. So there are many ways that lead to what I'm talking about here, that will fulfill our mystic longing. And I think that mystical essence or virtue in us is our true nature. So this is not completely unrelated to the chapter I did on Reich. I'm using some of the same words, I feel, because he was talking about secondary nature. So true nature, I think, is spiritual. And returning to meditation is one way to not depart from that, who we really are. because of course happenings, situations, everyday life is gonna take us away sometimes. And there will be these contractions, right, in life, contractions, and then if we relax, like we also practice that in the last meditation, but I'll say that's very different than this one, the last meditation, I hope, I think. But then we have contraction, and then when we relax after the contraction, we relax even more, and then there's expansion. So it's about the nature's actually movement of us. And now the inner smile is a way to affect that energy. So I really want to honor this Taoist tradition where the inner smile meditation comes from. And it is about a genuine inner smile. I'm sure it is. I'm sure that it is. But I still want to stress the genuine part. And that's where it becomes Mannahs' version of the inner smile. Because when I first met this meditation, I felt I was being asked to pose, for a photo, smile, to put on a happy and fake mask, a disguise. So I was not happy when I went to that meditation. I was actually desperate because I needed to get my survival needs met. And this is a huge part of my past that you've probably heard me talk about before, that I both had to fight for my survival needs and then also used a lot of time on spiritual matters. And you can put that together and say that's probably why you struggled so much, because you pursued all of these spiritual concerns, and the root chakra suffered from that. But really, that's too simple to put it like that. I know that it can, I can even read that about myself. Well, just read about people who don't have Earth and have a lot of Jupiter. So I can read that about myself, and I read about my configurations in my chart. But I still want to say that subjectively, it has been my path. And it's not like I could have just postponed my spiritual longings and go get a job. It doesn't exactly work like that. It has been both. Anyway, it is still my path, actually. So because as I've told you this, I don't know, I say a lot of things in this podcast, so I don't expect you to listen to every single word. But I know I've mentioned it before, that I am in a time right now where I'm figuring out how to be in this world practically. So it's definitely a lifelong evolutionary lesson. Hopefully it's not lifelong, but it's just up until now. Okay. What I wanted to say, I hope I haven't lost you, but I wanted to take you back to around 2015, maybe 2014. I was in an even more desperate situation because my kids were small, and that makes a lot of difference. I had to provide a base for them too, and I couldn't. So I came to this meditation event, and again, for some people it will be like, if you are so desperate, why would you go to a meditation event? And that's what I'm trying to say, that for me it's not, you can't separate that, because that is where I would go and will go to find healing, so that I can care better for the needs of me and mine. So I went to this meditation event in Copenhagen, and they taught us the inner smile meditation. And I can't help but laughing when I think about this, because they were talking about energy, and I think I was kind of brave in that situation, because it wasn't something that I don't remember if anyway, don't fall in the trap of memories when you're doing a podcast. Sorry, but I was just wondering how I was so outspoken, but I was actually asking about this because I couldn't feel it, and I was like, what is energy? What do you mean? I can't feel anything between my hands. It's so fun to think about. Okay, so, but I tried to take this meditation in because they were really kind people. And I tried to take it in. I felt the kindness, I felt the goodness, but it did bother me that I felt like a child being told to smile. I mean, especially when everything is the opposite of okay. It's not just that I didn't want to smile, it's that there is nothing to smile about. So that is ultimately my twist to this meditation, is that I will try to guide it in a way that separates this kind of cellular smile, like a real, true, authentic smile, from the masking of other agendas. And I mean, it's sad that it has to be this way, but I mean, I don't know if the monks and the places where this comes from, I don't know if they had similar issues, but it's just in modern time we have this thing called gaslighting. We discovered it. It's like, So I really want to underscore that, because it is prevalent, I think, in our culture, that, well, our relationships are not founded on deeper spiritual values, but it's so attached to how we look, to physical appearances. It's so attached to physical appearances. And so I just want to invite you to take this in that I'm saying now. It is so important how you are doing inside. I don't care if you're able to hide it so it doesn't come through, whatever you're feeling. I care about how you're really feeling underneath whatever your face is doing, whatever your body language is doing. But it is very common for us to do this because culture is actually applauding us for covering up. So I think this is really important. And I'm sure that some people, not totally sure because I don't have that many listeners, but if, let's say I have a lot of listeners, then I'm sure that a big portion of them would see a title of the inner meditation and they would say, I don't want to do that because I'm not feeling it. And that is the interesting thing, because we are doing this to transform our condition, to just help it lift a little bit if we're already happy. But it is a transformative practice. So when I'm using some time here to say it's a genuine cellular smile, an authentic smile that we're creating throughout our body, then the premise is that it is being created. Okay, I just don't want it to bypass whatever you might be feeling. Actually, I just drew the card of judgment in the tarot card, and that I drew that with the intention of what is it that really needs to come through here as I want to do the inner smile meditation. And judgment is about preparing the way to be reunited with your higher self. So it's the perfect card for this. It's about preparing the way to be reunited with your higher self. It's a preparation to hear the calling, they're calling out. So hearing the call of the spirit, and it's related to this waiting period, but an active waiting. And I feel meditation is that. So yeah, I'm in a phase right now where tarot just makes a lot of sense to me. I've used it on and off through some years. Like a handful of years, maybe longer. Oh my God, time passes so fast. Anyway, I won't get lost in memories again. I'm sorry about that. But I have some courses in it, and I can officially do it, but I haven't. I think I just had too much of a pull towards astrology and really needed to just focus on that, which of course I can't, because I can't focus on one thing, but at least attempt to not learn several esoteric things at once. So, but now I feel I'm having a bit of a revival actually of what I learned back then into my current understanding, where it seems quite clear what the cards are saying, and I've really longed for that. I've been like, what does this mean? So I'm really happy about that. Yeah. Okay, let's talk again about the inner smile. We're almost at the meditation. I just want to say that my overall goal, I think it's just in general, but of course with these spiritual exercises, is to live more fully and is to be opened to new experiences, meaning, I think I said it a little bit before, so the thing about seeing beyond my own past, even beyond the veil of, the physical world, of my own filters, of my own prejudice, and connect to the timeless spiritual wisdom. So what is it? It is a thankfulness. It is an appreciation of your internal organs, meaning the function of your organs doesn't have to be like the physical, but you are here in your body, and there is this body-mind connection to good health. Okay, two things. What is the message of the smile? The message is, I accept and love you as you are. That is the message, and I hope you can decode it as such and not have too many associations to smiles that were fake, because but for another time, let's do a therapy session on it. Let's meet that anger, right? But the smile is a universal language that embraces others when we meet them. You recognize them, you acknowledge them, you embrace them. And now that embrace is directed toward yourself as a transformative power that communicates to the deeper parts of your body-mind, deeper parts of your psyche. Second thing, should we smile with our physical mouth? Because the inner smile, you could obviously just imagine it, just envision it. Do we have to sit there and smile exactly like we're at this party and we just want to go home, but we kind of feel we owe it to people and we just keep up the smile? I mean, that is so far from everything that I stand for. And it's been a big part of my reality, but I've rebelled against it. And I am stronger here on the other side, where I will not join those parties and I will not smile. Okay, so it's not about keeping up the smile just forcefully. But yes, I have experimented with this. Okay, I've experimented with smiling physically and not. And I'll say it is more powerful to me if you actually raise the corners of your lips upward, which is the instruction that I'll give you. So if you actually are somewhat smiling, but try it for yourself and let's see what you'll figure out what works best. You can also start with a smile and then let go of it if you become tired. It's really important that this is the whole twist. This is the whole Mannah twist to the inner smile meditation. Is I want you to not sit with some kind of level of this is not right. This is not true for me. Yet there is that thing about transformation, because when we tap into this, we allow this appreciation to do something to us. Otherwise, why would we do it? So, I don't think I should speak anymore. I hope that you've gotten an idea of what I'm talking about. I mean, Okay, okay, last thing. I'll give you an example. Why do we need this meditation, right? I need this meditation because Mercury have just been retrograde. And yeah, it it tends to go retrograde. So I don't decorate my life exactly according to Mercury, but I mean, with in hindsight, yeah, maybe I should have, because I had this 1 week where I had 2 interviews lined up. I was really excited for both of them. So I think one was on a Saturday and the next was the following Friday. And I had both of those days, I had done the same thing that I usually do when I have an interview. I prep most of the day, because I also I want to be settled in my energy, because I do get nervous. And then I also use a lot of time, dedicate a lot of time to reading their material or going through their videos, so that I'm kind of in the zone to meet them. I know it may not seem like I'm prepared at all, but I actually do take time to tune into the person that I'm meeting with. So I did that, and both of those days, you know what? You know what happened? The person I was supposed to interview forgot. Literally forgot. And one of them, okay, we had made the date. We had planned this, I think maybe a week and a half before. So, okay, And the other person, it was like the day or the 2 days before, and she forgot. I felt invisible. I was like, what is up with my energy? So I'm sure it's Mercury actually, and not me. But so when something like that happens and you feel, okay, I've wasted my time. And also, you don't really want to carry that around, because it's just, this is what happens. This is the podcast world. It's not a real job. It's not a real anything. It's just a fun thing. And, mistakes happens, and we forget. And I could have done the exact same thing on the other side of it. So we don't really want to carry it around, because it's not, you can't really do that deep therapeutic work on it. It's just an annoyance, right? And you can of course choose to take that annoyance inside of you and keep repeating it and carry it around and just build upon it. But you could also do the inner smile meditation. So yeah, I mention it to say, when I was in it, now I'm laughing about it. When I was in it, I was, of course, annoyed, because I feel I have a lot of things to do. I have a lot of things on my schedule, and I just felt this means more work for me. Now, in that situation, to just remember the bigger picture and to do this meditation is truly helpful, because it changes. I don't want to put it just on this situation. It's in many situations. It changes my system, my way of organizing myself. Yeah, it's weird, and it is magical. That's what I started to talk about, mystic and the magic of it. It's not science, it's magic. So if you want some magic, let's try and do this together. Like last time, I don't have music, and it's just because of copyright shit. So you can put some on, but just make sure you can hear my voice. Okay. Make sure that you sit comfortably, however you sit. But find a way where you have your back erect while also relaxed. So you sit upright, but you sit with the least amount of effort. And just take a moment to notice if you can line up your structure to the earth. Feel yourself breathing. And feel your bones connected to the earth. So you stack your spine and you feel the weight of your bones, and you feel the weight also of your sit bones. And as you feel the weight of your bones, let go to the earth. Take a moment to feel the hum of your body, the inner vibrance. And if it doesn't feel positive right now, don't worry, it doesn't have to be positive. It will be transformed if you allow it. So whatever you feel can be transformed if you allow it. Now allow to sink into your body. It is safe to be here. It is safe to create space for more aliveness inside of you. And take a deep breath. Relax the muscles. As the attention sinks deeper and deeper. And you are less worried about my words and more attuned to your own depths, your inner waters, your inner core. Relax as deeply as you align to the forces within you and without you, to the vital life force. Attuning to your depths, attuning to your inner waters. Breathing, relaxing, aligning to the earth. Now imagine above your crown chakra there is a bright golden light that has the form of a big smile. It is a huge and supernatural and unconditionally loving smile. It smiles at you. It smiles at you particularly because you are appreciated as you are in this moment, with whatever feelings and physical expressions is happening at the moment for you. So you can see this smile for your inner eye, golden light. Now imagine this smile raises your enjoyment and it makes you want to smile as well. And now you raise the corners of your lips, allowing an effortless, gentle smile. And as you sit here breathing, smiling, you want to enjoy more. So you allow this golden smile to enter into the space in the center of your forehead. Imagine golden light filling up your third eye. Smiling, connecting you. And when you are ready, the light, the golden light that is the smile, sinks into your heart, into your innermost self. And the light reveal your true loving nature and make you appreciate who you are more. So you've filled up your third eye with golden light and you've allowed that to sink into your heart, into your chest area. And you notice the appreciation of who you are. Now fill up your lung area with the inner smile, every part of your lung area with the inner smile. And if you catch yourself thinking, what does this mean? What am I supposed to do? To see if you can breathe and let go of that question. Because your insides do know what to do here. So you fill up your lung area with the inner smile, with the golden light. Maybe it's more of a white light here. And then you let this inner smile sink into your kidney area. And further down into your low back area. And it really starts to spread. So imagine the inner smile spreading, filling up your shoulders, your neck, your arms, all the way through your spine, into your legs and feet. Notice how the smile now circulates this golden bioelectricity through your entire body. Your entire body is smiling and appreciating. The smile spreads to the whole body. You can imagine many smiles inside of you. Or you can imagine it as a color, as a sensation. Take a moment to notice how this appreciation, how this loving flow of energy, how this inner smile affects you right now. And you breathe as you feel the light, as you draw it into your bones, into your deep waters. This smiling, this joy, loving, unconditional loving energy. How does it look? How do you sense it? You circulate that through your entire body. This light, this smile, this appreciation. Now take this energy and direct it to a part of you that needs healing. And as you do this, make sure that the smile, whatever you're envisioning, this quality that is the smile, make sure that the smile knows that you mean it. It is not a facade. It is not a forced joy. You really do take it in, and you really want to let yourself be filled by love. So now direct this smiling light to the part of you that needs healing in an authentic, genuine way. You allow this. And it could be genuine, loving, authentic, even though you have thoughts and doubts in the back of your mind. So wherever you feel in your body or in your emotional body that you need healing, you direct this energy toward that part of you now. And you can witness that it is still, in fact, smiling. Even in those vulnerable places. And just sit for a little while and feel all of you smiling, every cell, every piece, smiling, raising your vibration. And you can of course sit longer, but to slowly just close this meditation, you will now direct the golden smile to your lower belly. You're directing the golden smile to your lower belly. You can place your hands there if you feel like it. And you can envision that you keep the smile in there. See it shining now as a little ball, a reservoir of appreciation to take with you out to the rest of your day. All right, welcome back. I hope you are doing wonderfully good. And just the thing that I forgot is that there are of course different versions of this. I don't think anyone is going to claim copyright, but I still, like I said, I want to honor the tradition, and I've really taken some liberties of interpretation, and also that it comes from above. I felt that that was an important detail, that the smile was above your head and then you could allow it in, because then it's not you trying to force yourself to be happy. It actually comes and then you can allow it in. So that's also part of my considerations for changing the structure of it. So thank you so much for being here. I hope that this helped you to find a place inside yourself and in this world, a place to call whole.